All right, folks, here we go. We're here tonight, Iowa. That's right, a little short track action going to be here tonight for the Cyberr Thunder Truck Series. Well, could be a good one here. Stay tuned. Sit back. Practice, man, has come to a close. Qualifying under the way. Going to step away, get the national anthem here for you folks, and stay tuned. Should be a good night of racing. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, folks, here we go. We got tonight. Should be a good one here under the, looks like maybe be under the lights. I don't know if they got lights here or not. Kind of a little overcast skies here for Iowa. And how you doing, Kathy, out there, man? I tell you what, it should be a good race. It's short track action here tonight. So we go from the short track racing to from a little bit bigger track to what we had last week. And I don't know, but I got a guy up here in the booth with me this week, man. Devin, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. It's been a while since me and you called a race together. I'm excited to see what these trucks can do around here, and yeah, it should be a fun night of racing.
I think so. Iowa, I'm not very familiar with Iowa, so to speak, as far as track. I haven't ran it really much when it comes to running it on iRacing. Really haven't watched a lot of the races and all that. Asked you, heck, if NASCAR still runs here. So as far as a lot of ins and outs of Iowa, I'm not 100% up to speed. Maybe we'll learn something throughout the race here, but we got the grid here tonight. This should be a good one, as looks like Mackenzie Milwane is going to be the man up front there with Cody Heinzman. And I know you're new to the league here, Devin. You're going to get familiar with some of the drivers here real quick, and one of the names, Cody Heinzman. That guy is just on another level. He's the defending champ, and I mean, dominating. It just seems like he finds a way to get to the front, stay out front, and I mean, there's some other fast guys out here. Cody Gibson comes to mind, right off the bat. But sometimes those guys run in a little bit of trouble as the race goes on.
I mean, it's short track racing, but obviously they probably race other places. But yeah, staying out of trouble, that's definitely key in any type of racing. If you can stay out of trouble and be there at the end, then you got a chance to win.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, right now we're gridding it up. Look like a good one here, folks, man. Stay tuned. Should be good. What's your feeling about the Iowa here tonight, man?
Should be fun. Like I said, it's kind of a little bit of a tricky racetrack. Through 1 and 2 and even 3 and 4, like the way the banking is, it's really kind of a difficult track. It's very technical. The way you get into 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, like it's very difficult and very fun to watch, especially if track's hot or whatever and cars are loose all over the place. Yes, it's a lot of fun to watch.
Absolutely. So we're getting set here to go. Green flag here tonight. Pace cars in. Milwane and company up front. Heinzman's there. Actually going to take another little lap around here because it's short tracks. They usually do that.
I was about to say, I'm like, man, am I behind or what?
Yeah, well, we get up there. All right, there we go. Milwane, Heinzman up front. Cody Man's got a new truck there too. That's not the familiar paint job I'm used to seeing him out there in. Caldwell there along with it. You got Dalton Kilroy. I always say Kilroy for some reason, but messed that name up several times. But now we got the pace car in, green flag. And another thing about this track, it kind of is, it looks almost like Richmond, that front stretch wise.
It's a lot like Richmond, actually. That's a perfect comparison as far as getting into the corners. Iowa has a little more of a steeper banking down in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it almost flattens out at the top.
Yeah, it does. We're through this 3 wide. You can get real loose, real tight. Got a truck around the back. That is Ricky Thompson, who looks like he might take a few other trucks with him. Brian Dorsey, caution early on, and I was just talking about, I just came out of my mouth, loose track, and right there, good indication. Go back and watch it. They're caution. Another word. What?
I'm not seeing one. No.
Are
Yeah.
you serious?
They're going
Well,
green.
I'll go back and show you what happened here again. Watch this. You know, the algorithm, they talked about that too in some other places. iRacing sometimes, man, misses this, and you're going to see it's right behind the STP truck there for Eric Anderson, 76 truck. He just loses it. You know, real slick, cold tires. Yeah, just loses it coming out of the turn. And I guess because, well, he went way off the bank, way off the track there. I guess that's probably why. Huh. Okay. I know the algorithm sometimes here, you know, but we stay green. My bad, folks. I thought we were there. And again, Cody Heinzman finds his way to the front. The 76 still having a little trouble up there trying to get out of the way. But that Cody right now, I mean, like I said, that's a name you're going to just get familiar with. He gets out front. He's on rails. The man just knows how to get up there and go. Right now, this battle's going on around about fourth place spot. I mean, these guys are getting it done.
A lot of moving around, a lot of kind of your term, the beating and banging, and yeah, it's getting interesting there from about third on back.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you got Burnett, Gibson, Dustin Ping, Kilroy there, along with it. Matthew Simple, that's how you say his name, by the way. When I first saw it, I said, was it Sample or Simple? He's got a fan club out there. They stay quiet for a while, then they get all riled up, but I guess it pours in them by the time the end of the race gets in. So he does have a fan club out there. I know Kathy, she watches, you know, obviously pulling for Tom, which is back at 21st. He had a pretty good run last week, by the way.
Just an off note, that Cody Gibson truck is really sharp. That Cheetos, yeah, that's nice. And the green.
Yeah. He's got the flaming hot. He runs that week in, week out. I like that one. Cody is another fast guy, by the way. He finds himself, but unfortunately, trouble sometimes finds him, and it seems like he just has some bad luck. Whether it's a pit strategy or wreck, and it looks like we've got a couple of other trucks off track. I'm not sure if we're going to have a caution in this time or not, but
It's talking about luck. I mean, it only takes one race to go in and out of luck. You can have good luck one race and bad luck the next.
wow, and that's Corey Sherman. Corey Sherman, another good driver here too. Let's go back and watch what happened here, Devin. Man, I got a feeling this track, yeah, slick. I mean, that's going to be the name of the game tonight. Another truck just came in there and pile drived him. Who was that? That's 09 Steven Musick. What happened to him? I think that's going to be the theme tonight, guys. And there's only one way to stop this right here. One, it could be brake bias. Two, basically just getting on that throttle a little bit too quick. I mean, you're just going to have to have that throttle control settle down just a little bit. All the way to correct that.
Yeah, especially early on into a run, like it's not an easy thing to do as far as being patient with the throttle.
No, it's not. I mean, and I agree with you there. Hines been out front leading this one. Yeah, and we put the similarities with this track and Richmond. And Richmond is a track where it can get very loose on you there too. With this, like what you said earlier, with this track maybe have a little bit more steeper banking. That might give even more.
Corey Sherman going around again.
Yeah, I know, man. He's giving landscaping the workout they're going to need.
Landscape going to be working overtime this week.
Yeah, there you go. There's Matthews fan club out there. What's up, Dave? How you doing? Ooh, they popped her head up. So, yeah, Corey actually, and yes, we do have a female out here, by the way, Amanda Sherman. Yes, Corey Sherman and Amanda Sherman are husband and wife. When I first saw those, I was like, they got to be kin somehow. And later on, I found man down here, those racing in the Mount Dude machine, back there in the back. I don't know who that is around. I think that's Donahue right there around him. I think actually that's Casey Tomlin's got a psychedelic looking truck.
Just gonna go out on a limb. Amanda Sherman, probably a Dale Jr. fan.
Yeah.
Minus the Toyota truck.
Well, yeah. She drives that paint scheme week in and week out. Just comes out here and has fun. Which, along with Corey, he's in the same paint scheme there too. I'm gonna say one's probably an Earnhardt fan. The other one's, well, an Earnhardt fan. There you go. So I'm with you. One's running a 3. And one's running the it looks like the 88. Would have been an 88 paint job. Actually, she is in the 88. So I'm gonna go out on the limb with you there too. I hope it don't break, but they're Earnhardt fans. So they would love where I live at. Then I live about 5 to 7 miles from Richard Childers. His Venery's right over there. RCR's about 10 minutes away from where I'm at. Actually, Austin Dillon's dad lives a mile down the road from where I'm at. I'm gonna have everybody coming to my house knocking on my door now.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna look up where they're at. Oh, we're gonna
You're
see
bragging
Joe
a little
there.
bit.
Yeah.
Joe, you're bragging a little bit.
Well, now I'm gonna hurt everybody's feelings because I'm not an Earnhardt fan. Never have been. I was a Bill Elliott fan, so there you go. Kind of tell my age too, but it could tell my age a little bit too. So, that was an Earnhardt fan, but yeah, I mean, lived in the area where they were, and it's funny. I don't want to get too far off track off the race, but you do see those guys around. They're just like anybody else, After a while, it's like, how you doing? It is what it is. You see them at local diners and stuff like that. But it's good to see them out there. I like the family members. I've always mentioned that before. Family members out here racing. Family members out there watching. Looks like we're getting a little fanned out too here. Cody Heinzman. I don't know what to say about him. Week in and week out, the guy just finds a way to get out front and just dominate.
He's almost up to a 2-second lead.
Yeah. Last week he did this, and I was like, wow. I've said it a couple times here, Devin, is I think the only way to get him is get him marred in traffic for a while. But it's very tough to do. Now we are looking for stages. As always tonight, we're looking for lap 55. That'll be our first stage here tonight, which is, about halfway there to it.
Yeah, it's kind of races like Bristol, like you just kind of get in a flow of things and you look down and you're 40 laps into it. Like
yeah, full track action right now, and I think a track too. You wouldn't think in a shorter style track, maybe a little aggressiveness would pay off, but from the way as slick as this place is, I think being really a long run style truck, maybe more of a patient, saving tire, et cetera, might help out a lot better here tonight. These little cluster battles going on too around, that's what I call them. Right here, battle for 10s, got a battle for 5th and 6th. Justin Ping, Gilroy, Caldwell, then this right here is what, Campbell and looks like Iverson. Ooh, I just up the track. Good battle between them two.
just pretty much side by side each corner.
I like that. I mean, good racing, good heads up between the two right there. You got Eric Anderson back here. Guy showing up week in and week out. Right there, he loves the STP truck. He runs in another league, too. Stays true to that paint job, so I'm going to say he's a Richard Petty fan. You got old Ed Jurgen. He got the lawn care out there, and, like we was talking about Corey Sherman, he's helping him out. Business will be good after this one. Right behind him, there's a good battle. Now, Greg Mitchell, another driver, too, Devin. Last season, when I came here, I came about halfway through last season and learned a lot about some of the drivers. Greg Mitchell really was one of those who came up through. Kind of struggled so far this season, though. Hasn't really found the speed up front. He's been up front a little bit, but it's fallen off. Right now, kind of struggling a little bit. Right about that 15th place spot.
It almost looks like, from his cockpit view, it almost looks like he's having a hard time. I don't know if he's had damage or if he's just holding back, but it's almost like he's having issues getting into the throttle.
Well, you know, we were talking about we've seen several trucks earlier there. Right there, we're watching Ocock inside here with him. I mean, with as loose as this track is, throttle control, really, I mean, fighting the wheel a little bit. I mean, you can tell just by that right there, Devin, that just how maybe on the edge this truck is. And, you know, I don't know about you, but when I used to race, I did not like an extremely loose style car or truck. Being on the edge like that, as he takes the 3 wide, it might not be. But I just didn't like it on the edge style truck.
Man, you're speaking the NASCAR lingo right there. These trucks and just most oval cars on iRacing, it's all about finding that balance, especially when you get into the stuff with like the fixed setups and everything. You've got to find that balance between having your truck tight enough to where it holds grip, but you can't be too tight that you can't turn, but you also can't be too loose because then you're just spinning out. It's such a fine line, and something that if you're going to be competitive in iRacing on ovals, like, you've got to figure that out.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. That one's, you know, and that's the fine line. That's almost like, too, you know, some tracks, you know, the high line up there against the walls, fastest line. And I didn't like that. But sometimes you got to go up there, and that's where you got to get that speed at. You know, you just got to do it. And you're right.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about that high line. Like, IRP is a prime example. Like, everybody goes to the top there. Like, that's just what it is. That's where all your speed is.
Yeah. Chicago used to be that way until they changed a little bit here with how the racing surface was and whatnot. So I was joking a little bit last week. Gary Bowman, he brought back out. He's got the Game Genie. I don't know if you're old enough to remember. Back in the day, they had what they called Nintendo. It had Game Genie. It was basically a little thing that you could hook up to the cartridges, and it would give you cheat codes. And I said, you know, that's why.
So you cheated.
Yeah, pretty much. You see, like back then, we had magazines, man. They would put that stuff published for us. So I said, maybe Cody has borrowed Bowman's Game Genie, and that's why he's on rails, and he might need to get that thing back from him because he wants to get up there and lead some of these races. Gary Bowman, though. Tanner Marr sponsored tonight's race for us. Appreciate him coming on board doing that. Right now, he's up 4 spots there in the 18th place spot. Joe Hudson right behind it. Let's see what Joe's in this week. Okay. Got to give you a little insight on Joe. Loves the feminine products. Okay. Not quite sure why. Haven't got the scoop on it. But you're going to see him in the feminine style cars. Trucks. Ooh, contact behind him there. Like Tom slid up there in a little door-to-door action.
Joe in a definitely interesting paint scheme.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Joe Hudson, he got likes those the feminine products. Maybe he's doing it for his wife. I don't know. A little bump in the back there.
Yeah, oh my Lord.
You know, I just short track here. Hey, you could get away with it a little bit. I mean,
I heard Richard Petty one time make a statement where he said there's several times I just drove up on the guy and just ran into the back of him because they didn't need to be there.
What's Chris?
That's what that looked like. He's like, I'm just gonna give him a bump.
Yeah, and there's so many different speeds here tonight. We've talked about it there, throttle control, whatnot, and it's easy to, probably get up on the back end and just not know it. And saying, oh, boom, they're there. Little battle going on back here around about 23rd spot. That's Larry Bell. Looks like Chris Rose. A little door-to-door action. Corey Sherman still back there. Not the night he wants. He's hoping for that. He's hoping for that. Get to that stage caution because he'll be the lucky dog. Obviously get back on the lead lap, and he's got time to bounce back. But man, this man tonight, look at that. He's still got a 2.6 second lead. Caught some lap traffic. Here's where it gets a little dicey for him. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I was trying to look and see about how far into the lap traffic he's at. Looks like Amanda Sherman is out in front of him, but she will be the next one to go a lap down.
Yeah, and actually I was just talking about Corey Sherman getting a lap back. Not so much now. That'll put him back behind Casey Tomlinson. You can see right there he's coming up on Amanda. A good shot here. I caught the blimpy cam. Everybody likes blimpy. One of them happy words. I mean, I don't know about you, Devin. I don't know if you could get in, be mad and say blimpy. Don't click.
It doesn't really roll off the tongue too well.
No.
Sounds like a baby's cartoon, like the like Blue's Clues or something. Oh, and caution's out. Amanda Sherman, glad to see that. She will be the free pass car.
Let's see what happened here. I hope it's not what I'm seeing here. Corey Sherman. But let's see again. As he went off track. They wrecked. Let's see.
Looks like the 23 of Chris Rose. Oh, Corey Sherman got into the wall, looks like.
That's easy to do. Oh, yeah. Came down and didn't get off the racing surface like the other wrecks. Through the caution. Still not early enough for our stage, but guys are going to come on pit road.
All right,
now
real quick, Joe.
What's that?
Did he hit the wall, or am I just crazy? Or was it more just air and just him getting loose off the corner?
Well, we've seen all night long getting loose coming off those turns. It was close. I mean, he could have overdrove.
I'm not entirely sure he hit the wall. I think he got loose right there and just gunned it, and it just didn't hold straight. Tire wear and stuff like that went into account.
I think it's going to be a problem tonight. I think that's going to be the issue is whether you got new tires, old tires, getting off these turns, giving a lot of guys some fits, except for Cody out here. Those guys got it figured out one way or another. It's not going to put us to our stage. We're still at lap 45. About 10 laps to go to get to the stage here tonight, first stage. Cody swept them last week and then won the race also, so he swept everything. Hands on another level. See what Mackenzie Milwain behind him can do. Cody Gibson right there along with him. Cody likes to try to get up here and harass him just a little bit. It's all the Cody and Cody show. All right, got a solid one here tonight. Iowa does have lights, okay? So far up in the sky, I didn't see. Wondering because it looked like it was getting awful dark.
I'm not sure the race would be too good if it was dark. Probably wouldn't be too good for the broadcast either.
In a race one time, they forgot that the track didn't have any lights, and lo and behold, how they set it up. Ended up being dark. Next thing you know, it got dark. And you couldn't see anything. They had to call the race eventually. Guys on the track couldn't see anything either. It was.
That's hilarious.
It was crazy, man. I was like, we just went to nighttime racing now, folks. Turn the lights on the cars, And I'm surprised, these are the trucks, but we're getting set to go back green. I'm surprised with how close they've built the Cup car to a GT3 that they have not implemented headlights. The GT3 cars have headlights. I got a feeling that's coming, in the future. They already got the windshield wipers on.
Yeah,
might as well
it's
go ahead and
more
throw the
probably
lights.
just it's probably more just they don't need them just because of the way
Well, they got brake lights
type of
on them
racing
now
that they use. Yeah, that's true for like road courses and stuff.
Yeah,
I
for
could
road course,
definitely
they
see them
added a brake
implementing
light to them.
headlights.
Yeah, I'm like, well, you might as well add the front lights now. I mean,
I think if the Cup car's done more road racing, they would. But
NASCAR has their way. Yeah. Green flag, and you just see Cody, man, gets a good launch off the start. Milwayne back there along with Codwell. Gibson's trying to see if he can't fire off with him. Right now, everybody's just trying to be patient, and I think that's the key. You got to be a little patient. In the wall right there, that was Codwell. Devin, every time I see somebody get close to Cody, and I think, all right, they got him. Oh, yellow flag. We got what's around the back? Stephen Burnett. Reckon. See what happened to him. They're 3 wide. Oh, he got a little tag. Oh. Justin Peen. Larry Bell won.
such a shame because Steven, he was up there in the top 5.
Yeah. Caution.
Not sure if he had a
cautions.
weird pit stop or what, but
yeah. Guys opting the pit here. I don't. I think if I was gonna, I think I'd wait till the stage. I'm not quite sure right now. I mean, from that long green flag run, I don't know about you, Devin, but it looked like, which we haven't seen anybody yet with a big advantage on tires. And when I say big advantage, I'm talking about at least 10 to 15 lap difference or more. So right now it looks like track position is very crucial because really wasn't anybody coming through the field. But again, we'll have to wait and see if anybody's like an off pit stop with newer tires and then catch somebody maybe like, I don't know, 15 laps different or so. And then we'll see how well the new tires do.
yeah, I think this is one of those tracks where track position's definitely probably more crucial in the short run situations, and maybe even in long run situations.
Yeah, Cody's got those long run down, and that's what he was talking about last week. And that's the thing, you know. Cody really has the long run speed. Heinzman out front. But if they can get him marred in traffic for some time, and when I say some time, I'm talking maybe 10, 15, 20 laps or so, to where he has to maybe fight a little bit. Not seen that. I mean, because you know, and I know, Devin, you leave a guy out front for so long. I mean, what do? You got to gain up on him sometime, you know.
Once the driver gets so far out, it's really hard to reel him back in. I mean, unless they start making mistakes or something like that, it's really hard to do.
Yeah. I don't think this is going to be our stage caution. We're still at lap 51. We should go back green around lap 52, 53. So I'm going to say this is not officially the stage. Tom pops up and sends me a message that it is. Because I think this caution happened right before lap 50. And we're still going to have a couple more laps to go anyways.
Yeah, lights are off on the pace car.
But we'll know here in a couple laps if caution flies here. A couple more laps. Either way, we know the next time around it's going to be the stage. But if it is officially the stage, then Cody Heinzman obviously has taken stage 1. He's looking to try to hold on. Let's see if Codwell can get the jump here. And that's another thing. I mean, the leader has the advantage on the restarts, but it's such good jumps on the other guys. Somebody's going to have to get that restart on him. Hard to do though with these guys with the way we see trucks be spinning.
Yeah, it's hard to get the throttle down, especially if they're spread out and stuff like that. And there he goes.
Got that good jump again, out front there. Codwell's going to have to deal with Gibson. Remember I told you about Gibson. He's one of the other fast trucks to keep an eye on. Matthew Simple usually gets up there too. So these are the who's names up front. You see Codwell right there, man. Slitters into second place. Here comes, man, the fierce Cheeto machine.
I'm a big fan of that paint scheme.
It is nice, man. That's what they got to do. Maybe get Heinzman on that, on the short run, because once he gets on that long run speed, he's long gone. Cody's just so tough to get around. Oh, they might have got
Caldwell going to give it a go there. Caldwell going to give it a go.
Oh, I thought he might have had him right there, but such momentum at this track.
He's going to get stuck on the inside. Cody Gibson isn't going to let him back in. Yeah. And caution is out.
That's the stage. Got a truck around two in the back. Oh, Casey Tomlinson, who had the lucky dog. Wow. That's going to negate that for him. See what happened. But the caution came out basically for our stage, so Cody Hines was going to win it. Just unfortunate for Casey back here, and seen all night long. Had some help though. This truck reminds me of the best 3 seconds of chewing gum, Juicy Fruit. Not Juicy Fruit. Oh, another truck, man. Product of wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. I feel that for Casey. He was just trying to make it to the end, and he knew he had the lucky dog, and it's so frustrating.
But Corey's going to get that one. So, well, I say that it should, since Casey was involved in the wreck. I'm not sure, since he wasn't the cause of the caution, but I think since he was involved, he will not get the lucky dog. It should go to Corey. There again, I've seen wilder stuff on iRacing. Yeah, looks like Corey's going to be the one. Well, no, they let Casey. He's coming on a closed pit. Casey's coming down pit road. So, and also, this might. It all depends on, too, if the caution flew and then he spun. That, too, I didn't think about that, Devin.
Yeah, it could be a timing thing. Yeah. Maybe caution had already come out at that point.
If so, then yeah, he stayed the lucky dog.
He was near the back for sure, and I believe from what I've seen is after the top 10 cars, that's the caution at that point.
So lucky break, so to speak. We'll know here soon, but that's the only way I could say he could have got around that right there. Now, Cody obviously pitting. He pitted. The guys up front right now, they pitted on that last caution. Holmes pitting at the 44 mark. Murphy pitting at 50. Hudson pitting at 50. Gilroy and Eric Anderson pitted at 56, but only 4 and 5 second pit stops. So that tells me they pitted earlier, probably on one of them other cautions, and only took fuel. So here's what I was talking about earlier here, Devin. Here's where we're going to see is tires important, because now we're going to see what 10, 15 lap different tires. You know, how important are the tires?
We'll definitely see, because yeah, just like you said, I mean, people up front right now that previously pitted, so yeah, we're gonna find out real quick how big of a factor tires are. If I'm Brad Holmes, I'm running away as fast as possible.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Cody back there. He's gonna, he's got to be that. I've said this a couple times. Aggressive, conservative. You got to be a little bit aggressive, but conservative too, because you don't want to get into trouble. Real easy to. Even if these guys are on older tires, they might have to slow up. You might be a lot faster in the turns. You mentioned it earlier. You can get in the back end. sometimes getting in the back end of somebody can be detrimental to you because you could hurt the radiator or something like that on the truck.
Joe, I have a merch line idea for you.
What's that?
You should make a shirt that says "Aggressive Conservative."
Aggressive. I mean, it fits on some tracks, man. It really does. I've seen, you know, some guys want to be aggressive, man. Some guys want to be conservative. But hey, you just named it right there. Holmes needs to get going. Hudson's there along with it. But you can see just Cody already right there in the back, utilizing those new tires. So this kind of already tells us how much new tires are over the old tires.
Yeah, he blew by Joe and Michael Murphy like it was nothing, like they were sitting still.
So this kind of tells us if you're not too far back from the pack, the new tires might. Now we're going to see though, everybody's able to. You just see Cody's able to just hold that high line. Everybody else is not, able to do that. But 3 wide right behind him here, where it gets a little sketchy.
Looked like Cody may have got in the wall there coming off of 2 just a little bit. Maybe slowed him up a little bit and gave Dalton Kilroe a chance.
Whoa, that truck got tight. Kilroe did. Wow. Oh, Matthew Simple off the track in the back, too. No caution, but tracking.
Something we don't really...
Oh, we got a
caution
big wreck.
again.
Yeah, we got a big wreck.
I was just
Joe
about
Hudson. Ouch. Oh, and Cody Gibson involved. Well, that was around that pack right there. Remember we were talking about tires? Well, let's see, because they were... you see Hudson, those older tires falling back. A lot of guys right there with new tires, and then... Oh, man. Ball hard. Just night that he wanted. That's what I was talking about, Cody. Sometimes got fast truck problems kind of find its way to him. What's up, Kathy? How about passive aggressive? Well, that's saying this. I mean, I guess, but does passive really go with being, you've got to be conservative out here on the track. What I mean by conservative, you got to be very cautious about what you do, and like what you just said there, Devin, you saw him, Cody got a little aggressive, got in the wall. So that's what I'm saying. But you've got to be aggressive at the same time because you don't want the leader in them to get too far out there, and then because the tires will neutralize after a while. They'll level out, and then it's going to make it even harder to catch. So,
I think
if the passive really works or not. I mean, it might. I mean, to be honest with you, I need to really look up the meaning of what passive would mean.
I'm not really sure about passive, but I think it's probably more of the term methodical. You have to be really methodical about the way you're moving through the field. Like, it's just how it is. Like, you've got to be able to pick and choose when to push and when not to push. Like, you've got to, it's a very big mind game that you have to play with just yourself, regardless of anybody else. I mean, you just got to be able to be like, okay, I'm going to go now, or I'm going to sit here, I'm going to wait, and all that. And it's a whirlwind of emotions when you're in a freaking race. It's wild.
Well, it's a good thinking out there, Kathy, though. I will say that. I mean, we're trying to all sound smart up here with the big words. I mean, look, I'm just an old guy, down here in the South,
This man talking about being smart. I barely made it through high school.
Yeah, English and it's I struggle. We just have fun.
Joe, I think we should just start taking up reading the dictionary.
Yeah. Hey, nowadays
have a couple date nights with Webster.
Absolutely. I mean, nowadays
bring the thermometer.
You've got Google out here, so that helps us out. Brad Holmes impressed me on that restart, though. He was able to hold off Cody there a little bit, and I think that's kind of, we brought the point up earlier about track position. I think now, though, that Cody's right there with him, and Cody didn't have to have to battle with any other trucks down on this restart might be a little different, but where he had to battle those couple trucks and get up there, Holmes was able to hold him off there for a while. Something to look at maybe later on in in this race as we might get to the closing laps as to what you might want to do pit strategy wise. Say, okay, well, I just held that guy off. He's on newer tires. Can I hold him off maybe 10, 15 laps?
So I'm going to add something here. So Cody Heinzman, he was pretty much running that middle to high line the entire first stage. What Brad Holmes was doing there to kind of keep him behind him is he was running the exact same line that Cody Heinzman was wanting to run, and that was keeping him from being able to pass the car and forcing him to run a line that he's not been used to running, and maybe that's just the key to it.
Well, right now you see that jump and Caldwell on the outside. This is definitely what Holmes wants to see. He wants to see a little battling back here with Cody. He doesn't want Cody to just instantly go by, but you get to see those new tires. The run he gets on the inside, and now he's probably going to get that run going into the turn. Yeah, he's able to drive it into the turn where Holmes is just not able to hold it in that turn. And here comes Caldwell. Woo!
They were almost 3 wide right there. Oh, my. That was,
wow.
Oh, wow, that was wild.
Caldwell's trying. I think he knows he can't let Cody go, and
Holmes into the wall. Yeah, a big hit on the inside. That may have caused some tire rub right there.
Yeah, you can see that truck getting tight too. The older tires right there. It's just slinging the truck up. You can't
Andrew
rotate
Caldwell into the
turn.
wall though too.
Yeah, that's those older tires. You just can't rotate through the turns like they want to. I mean, Cody finds a way just on rails out here. Amazes me to watch. You see right there, Kilroy, Milwayne, Ping right behind them. Yeah, Holmes, the old tires are starting to show their face now. Tom Ricker up here to 8. Oh, Kathy. Watch out. Oh, Casey Tomlinson off the track in the back here again. Back on the replay here, see what kind of happens. It's going to be a single thing. Probably more of what we've seen all night tonight here, Devin. Just losing it. Right, man. It's tricky coming off the turns.
This track will eat you up or chew you up and spit you out real quick if you let it.
Yeah, Tom had a good run last week too. Right there, we're watching that replay and goes through, mows a little bit of the grass. Boom. It's an unfortunate night for him. But Matty boy, yeah, Matt's doing pretty good. Well, Matt got caught up in that incident earlier, but he's right there in 19th, so he's trying to fire back. Watching this around about 28th spot. These guys, man, are battling really hard around each other. That's Chris Wold. I'm going to say Wold. I think that's how you say it. Mike Donahue. Every time I hear that name, it reminds me of the TV celebrity way back in the day. I think it was back in the 80s. He actually wasn't Mike Donahue back in the day, so yeah. I think he got one of them names. Oh, contact, Cody. Oh, we got a truck around too. That's Wilkinson. Yellow out. Oh, he's blinking, so I got a feeling that was a cause of some blinking. Him and the cornflakes man back there. What happened here, Devin? By himself. Tanner's there on the inside. We lost it a little bit. At the wall. Tried to come off the wall. Then
possible net code issue there too.
Yeah. It's unfortunate for him. Ouch. So some up and down nights for some guys here. Guys, man, coming through the field. Tom up 18 spots. Greg Mitchell, remember I was talking about him earlier. He's up 21, so good runs, bad runs. What you seeing out here so far, Devin?
A lot of, just like you say, brake bias issues. A lot of people having issues getting into the corner and then getting out of the corner. It's almost like your tight getting in and loose getting in, and then tight getting off and loose getting off. It's all over the place, and it's a lot of chaos. And kudos. I think that was only our second, maybe third, like official caution. So yeah, kudos to these guys for keeping it straight.
You know, and you bring that up. That is probably the number one thing that a crew chief hates, and a driver that too, because there really is no fix for if a driver says, man, it's loose in, tight off. Well, I can only fix one. Which one do you want? You're going to have to learn to overcome the other one driving wise, because there is no really fix. Definitely with these being fixed setups, but even though with open setups in real life, there is no fix for that. So you either, if you're loose in, then that means you need to back the turn up. If you're tied off, well, you have to loosen the truck up a little bit, or excuse me, if you're tight going in, loosen up a little bit. I went the opposite way, my bad. If you're tight going in, loose coming off. Now, I guess it works either way, my bad. There is no 100% fix to that. A crewman's going to tell you, I can fix one or the other. Tell me which one you want.
Yeah, you just kind of have to like pick your poison kind of thing. You're definitely right. Like you can only fix one, and for the most part, you can only make things better. You can't really fix them completely.
No. What makes it hard too on some tracks? Now, I wouldn't say so much here. Now, this is a unique track. We've talked about it all night here with Iowa. We're under the lights here with the Cyberr Thunder. Appreciate Tanner Marr out there, sponsoring us tonight. So this track is kind of a model of what Richmond is, kind of like a D-shaped style track. Really doesn't have a front stretch, kind of like a oval style on it. But some tracks have different terms. 1 and 2 might be different to 3 and 4. So that brings that setup stuff again. And I know we're bringing setups up, but really it doesn't matter here. The only thing that these drivers can do is obviously throttle control and brake control. And brake bios. They can do that. So in a nutshell, it comes down to the driving here with these guys as so much as what they can do with the setup.
Yeah, but even under like the brake bias, you can only adjust it 3% either way.
Yeah. So
even to that point, like just like I was saying, you can get it better, but you can't fix it completely.
No. So you're at some point now. Cody, he's got it figured out. I don't know. I'm in awe when I watch it out there. I mean, it just seems like he's got it on rails, figured out week in and week out. Some of the other drivers out there, man, look like they're going to be competitive. You see Caldwell right there along with him. Dustin Ping, another one. Gilroy. Holmes is still up there. Here comes the 21 there, Milwayne, firing off down the inside. Not really seen one. Well, I won't say there's not a dominant line. I would say maybe the high line looks like it might be a little bit better than the low line right now. Maybe going in, kind of diamonding off into the turn. Big dive to the inside and overtook Caldwell there. What I'm saying.
I was getting ready to say how Caldwell, that previous run there, he was able to keep it pretty much within a second of Cody Heisman, just was unable to get even close to him.
And that's just been the norm. I mean, nobody's been able to get close to him. Like right here, Dustin Ping. Cody has such good long run speed, and I think Dustin mentioned this, last week. Just couldn't get around Cody. And he said he has such good long run speed that if you don't get him on the short run, he'll just walk away. And if we do get a long run, you can see right here, Dustin is hammering on him. But Cody's got that preferred line. We've seen that middle to high line work really well tonight. Ping needs that to where his truck will kind of rotate and let it kind of go up the track. That's a typical Richmond style line in that 3 and 4. Good race for the lead.
Side by side for several laps now. Oh, big Oh, I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, that's that typical inside. I mean, and that's if you don't get that guy quick enough, I think that's pretty much going to be a product of what the truck's going to do to you. Those tires are just going to give up on that low line. Yeah, that right there, that was just all the track. I don't think Dustin could have done anything different. I don't think he really overdrove the truck or anything. That's just really a product of just how difficult it is to pass at this place.
Kudos for Dustin for able to keeping that straight. Could have easily just overcorrected and went bad real quick.
Absolutely. Codwell still trying to battle Holmes. And Holmes still holding his own there. Those older set of tires right there in about the fourth place spot. Remember, he pitted back in lap 44, so he's been able to hang on. Remember, we was talking about whether tires or track position. So just kind of give you an idea of maybe some of the pit strategy do later on in the race. Greg Mitchell up 24 there in 7th. Eric Anderson having a good run. Mike Stipperson up there in 9th. Tom Rickard up to 10th. So Tom slowly but surely last week, Devin, just crept up there. I'm top 10 for him. So right now he's being kind of quiet.
Got a big battle between like the 13th to 10th place spot there.
Also for second.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you kind of see, man. You see battles all over the track, and they kind of get single filed out. We're talking about a roundabout. Well, we got a little battle going on around about here, the 19th place spot.
There's battles all over the place, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They'll get single file. Then the guy, I'll kind of look down on the inside. There's Joe Hudson. He's back up 13 spots. Got caught in a wreck early on. Right behind got Jackie Bronnen. Corey Sherman, who has had an up and down night. Got back on the lead lap, though. And he's got back up to 21st. So, it's not over with for him. He definitely could bounce back and still have a good one. The 00 car is a professional driver. Okay. Who is that?
Brad Holmes?
Brad Holmes is a professional. Elaborate more on that for me, because I'm interested now. You caught my curiosity. Professional.
He's intrigued.
Professional has in how? Really a truck driver? Or NASCAR wise? Or when you say professional, meaning your local short track, a local track here and there. Not to take anything away from your local racer, but when I hear professional, I think of NASCAR level, Indy level, maybe the Truck Series, Xfinity Series. Bowman Gray does not come in. I don't want to take anything away from anybody that runs a Bowman Gray or something, but I don't put them in the league.
Be careful, Joe.
Professional, but
be careful, Joe.
What do you call it? The minor leagues. There we go. I mean, it's almost like NFL.
G League. The G League.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. I mean, they're good. They're good. Hey, look, they know what they're doing. But yeah, I mean, but I am intrigued. I mean, what do you mean by Brad Holmes is a professional driver? I'm interested.
I don't think he's in the Truck Series or anything.
I don't know. I've been surprised before there. Devin as off track. Chris Rose. Yeah, through the grass.
He's definitely not a football player.
Yeah. We'll see if he gives us a little more information out there on Holmes, or probably could just look him up, just investigate and report it. Let's see what happened here to Chris. Looks like he's already had some damage on the right front of that truck. Got caught up in a wreck early on. The fender kind of bent in a little bit. And we've seen it all night long. Just lose the rear end. Good save. Goes through the grass just a little bit. So, right now it's all Cody Heinzman out front. Dustin Ping right there behind him. Gilrow. Holmes, though. I mean, Holmes is looking strong. I will give him credit. Out there right now, and it has run very well on the tires. I'm gonna get
older tires.
Older tires, excuse me.
Yeah, Cody Heinzman just able to do pretty much whatever he wants right now.
And I've seen this week in and week out.
I mean, he's almost up to a 2-second lead on the rest of the field. Everybody else is fairly close, and he's just running off like he's on a Sunday drive.
Well, I was trying to do some investigating reporting at Brad Holmes. Used to run pro midgets, okay. So dirt track racer, okay. Now is general manager of a track in the Ontario, Canada. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. So ran then I mentioned NASCAR, but obviously I didn't mention the dirt side of things. You can be a pro in that level too.
Well, midgets aren't necessarily like exclusive dirt either. I mean, you can run those on asphalt too. So
what track is it? The track I'm familiar with Canada-wise, and he is from Canada, there's a flag out there, is Oswego Speedway, which is a dirt track. So that's the only one I'm familiar with. I mean, I imagine there's a lot more up there, obviously Canadian Motorsports Park. We'll be there in a couple weeks for the truck series, but okay. Dobby Speedway, how do you say it? Got to be like a French saying or something. Okay. Yeah,
it is Canada, though.
Yeah, I don't speak. Okay, well that's awesome. Because when I looked up Brad Holmes, the driver, the only thing I got was, and it's interesting that you said he's a general manager of a track, because I got Brad Holmes, the general manager of the Detroit Lions. So, yeah.
Like I said, he's not a football player, I wouldn't think.
Yeah. Nonetheless, looking strong out there, Holmes is in third with those older set of tires. I got to give him hats off there. Okay, so 3 hours from Oswego. Okay. All right. Awesome. All Cody Heinzman out front, 1.9 seconds there on McIlroy. Holmes hanging on the third. We got Dustin Ping up there in the fourth place. Greg Mitchell, he's the big mover tonight, up 26 spots there in fifth, Devin. So he's found a way to get around this track on this long green flag run.
Very sneaky too. Like he wasn't even in my mind as a contention, but yeah, very sneaky moving his way through the field. Like I said earlier, he's being methodical.
He is. Caldwell right behind him. Eric up there 10 spots hanging on the seventh, but he's got, looks like Mackenzie Milwain going to come on the inside of him. Difference right there in the ninth. You got Matthew Sipple. He's holding a little bit strong right there in the 10th place spot. Cody Gibson, man, firing back up in 11th.
Coming up on our stage break here. 4 laps to go. Or I'm sorry, it's not 4 laps to go. It's 9 laps to go. Stage break at 1:15.
Yeah. Don't forget a caution at 110. That's going to be the signal of it there. But here you're right, 115. Cody wants to push it back up here. Tom's back there in the 12th place. Ed Yergin, Gary Bowman again. Tanner Marr, who's sponsoring here tonight. Appreciate him coming out here sponsoring the race for us. We're here at Iowa under the lights. Joe Hudson back there. Corey Sherman. Well, he had a couple spins earlier, but still trying to battle back. Turned around 17th spot. A little more info here too, Devin. They 70% fuel So it looks like they could go quite a bit of ways here, fuel mileage wise. I think tires will be the more of a factor than fuel will.
Yeah, shouldn't really have to worry about fuel as much. If you get a late caution, maybe, but I just don't see fuel really coming into play here tonight.
You got Milwayne, John Milwayne. They are all related, by the way. Kenzie Milwayne, John Milwayne, another Milwayne out here. I don't see him here tonight. Can't think of it right off the top of my head either. But John and Mackenzie are all related. Forgot how brothers or uncle or something like that. They was. Like I said, I know Corey Sherman, Amanda Sherman, their husband, wife out here. And you know me, I love seeing the family members out here, whether they're watching or whether they're out here racing. I know Cody has some of his family that's watching, and right now they're just seeing another dominant performance. 1.9 seconds over Kilroe. Whew, I don't know what you do to get Cody off of that line.
Gonna take a mistake. I'm gonna call it right now.
Yeah,
it's gonna take a mistake from Cody for anybody else to get there. Yeah,
I know you knew here on the league, Devin. I've seen it many a times. I've seen this performance. It just does not happen very often. I've seen him get caught up rarely in some stuff, but to outright make a mistake, it's just very, very rare. And I know he's got a wild. I talked about his sponsor a couple weeks ago, Gamer Sups. I was like, what in the world is that? It's actually an energy drink. And when I interviewed him, energy drink, you might not want to look at it during work. Obviously, that piqued my curiosity, so I had to go out there and basically it's a bunch of animated style stuff. Japanese style animation and all. I'll leave it at that. Don't want to go out there and Google it up, but it's an energy drink. But I thought maybe it's like a gaming thing or something, but it's an energy drink.
Yeah, so it's kind of like G Fuel and stuff.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely got that. He's either got it in his truck, he's got it in him, he's got it in something, because he is on rails 2 seconds ahead of this man right here, Dalton Kilroe. You got Brad Holmes right there, who is still, done an outstanding job. We were talking about tire wear, and he's been able to manage that very well. Pitted at lap 44. He was about 11 laps different, 12 laps different. Tires from the leaders. And there's our yellow flag. That's going to bring our stage here, and Cody Heinzman's going to sweep them tonight. But
just to give context,
what's that?
To how big of a lead Cody Heinzman had. He was entering turn 3, right at turn 3 when the stage break ended.
Oh.
Or when the stage ran. That's how far out in front he was from the 10th place car.
Yeah, that's a dominating performance there, folks. I got to give my hats off to Cody. We'll have to see how it goes here. We're under a stage break here tonight, folks. Step away, take a quick commercial break. We'll be right here, back here in just a few.
There's an immeasurable bond that forms when you join the service. You'll do anything to protect and defend those at your side, and pushing the limits of your well-being is all just part of the job. But when this shared experience ends, it's easy to carry that mission-first mindset with you and neglect your own health and mental fitness. Team Red, White, and Blue understands these challenges and knows that together we can show veterans that their best days are ahead, by providing opportunities to build healthier lifestyles right where they live and work. Through races, service projects, workouts, and a cutting-edge mobile app, our members develop a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. With a growing force of over 200,000 strong, we invite all veterans, families, and non-military supporters to start putting their well-being first. Team Red, White, and Blue is forging America's leading health and wellness community. Will you join the team?
And then if you want to, just a little bit about how the foundation helped you.
You know, I was in a pretty serious deal, as most people know about. It's a pretty tough deal, very traumatic for my family. A lot of stuff that we went through that people would never understand. Without the assistance from the Steve King Foundation and several other donors as well, we could have come out of that thing in financial ruin. But it just takes a lot out of your family just to go through rehabilitation, all the medical bills. There's so many hidden expenses and stuff that you would never know about until you actually get involved in something like that. And and even if you help somebody out with 500 or 1,000 or 100, whatever it is, it means a ton to the person, just to be able to live and to get through these things. It takes an ungodly amount of money, time, effort, patience, with the families, the doctors, to be able to get through a traumatic experience. And with the Steve King Foundation, it makes everything a lot better.
All right, we're back, folks. Here we go. Getting set to go back green here tonight. Cyberr Thunder Tuesdays Truck Series here. And Tanner Marr bringing us our sponsor here tonight for us. Well, we just had stage number 2. That man, Cody Heinzman, has dominated both stages here tonight. He's about to get set. Everybody made their pit stops, 4 tires and fuel. Pace cars in. He'll get that jump. He's the leader. He gets to set the tone on this one. Back green, you got Kilroy right behind him, Ping and company. Can anybody get to that back door, though, man, Heinzman, and be able to get there, though?
Talking about Cody Heinzman, Cody Gibson was caught up in a wreck earlier, and he's fought his way back up to 7th.
Yeah,
he was the one that hit that inside wall on the backstretch back in, early stage 2, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Him and Joe Hudson, got in each other right there. But I want to call cautions in Gibson right now, like you just said, and yellow flag out. Oh, looks like John Milwane back there involved, along with Mike Donahue. See what happened. Looks like those two guys tried to take the same real estate on the track. We'll watch here real quick. Oh no, he got loose. We've seen that all night long.
15 truck, I believe. Ouch. Right? Was that the 15?
Yeah.
I'm saying a 15.
Well, the 22 John just got loose, and then the other truck helped him around. Nothing they could do in that part. And that's just a product of what we've seen all night long. Truck's getting loose.
Cold tires yet again.
Yeah. Boy, you read my mind on that one. Yeah, cold tires. And we go back to what we was talking about earlier. The only way to combat against that problem is, back your turn up. Don't go in through throttle control. Think about an egg being up underneath that throttle.
And it could also be a little bit of muscle memory and drivers getting their way out of that. iRacing updated their tire model with this last big update, and it takes longer on old or newer tires to warm up and get to temp. So it could just be a little bit of muscle memory too, just not being able to get down like they would have been able to before the update.
And you product that in with the track temp out here too, the nighttime atmosphere. A lot of times colder track usually is a tighter track. You kind of want a little bit cooler track. I've mentioned this before, since you go back green, is when I used to do a lot of road racing, and we did do a lot of setups. I tended to make my setups on a hot track, which were slick. because if I could make that car turn and drivable on a very slick track, if it was any cooler, it was going to be planted to the track. And from that point, I just had to loosen it up a little bit. And that takes us back to what we were talking about earlier, you know, the tight loose thing. I feel like it's easier to maybe, and I could be wrong, I'm no mechanic or no engineer, but to loosen a car or truck up than it is to maybe tighten one up. Plus there's things you can do, obviously with a setup, you wedge and tire pressure, stuff like that.
There's tire pressure. You got the wedge that you can adjust, the track bars that you can adjust.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can adjust to loosen a truck or tighten a truck, and it's all about, like I said earlier, finding that balance of all, your tire pressures, your track bar. Like it's almost a science. Like it's that in depth.
I don't know if the deal of how I was doing my setups on road racing would if this was open setup, would it implement over here to oval, how it would work. It worked well when it came to road racing. Set the car up to a very hot slick style track. I would put it up to maybe track temp around 100, 105. And then if the track was 90 or 80 some degrees race day, well, hey, look, that just made it even better. The setup wise, because if I was planted and right there on the edge with a hotter style setup, it was good and planted with a colder style. So
there'd be some slight differences, but I'm sure that the theory and the principle behind everything would have been the same.
Could be, yeah. I haven't put it to the test in a lot of years and years. So, but again, it's all irrelevant here because it's all fixed style setup. Out of the driver's hand. Cody Heinzman right there. He has definitely got. He knows the track, knows how to drive, knows how to get that truck around. Goes back green here, got back out front. I've said it 100 times, million times. You're gonna hear me say it a million more. Probably somebody's gonna have to get up there, ruffle his feathers a little bit, get him off out of that groove. He's in that comfort zone, so to speak. There, Devin, and somebody's gonna have to get up there. We've seen Dustin get up there close.
Well, you were talking about that comfort zone back in the early parts of Stage 2 when Andrew Caldwell was up there. I mentioned it. He was running the exact same line that Cody Heinzman wanted to run, and it was forcing him out of where he wanted to be. Oh, and Cody Gibson goes around into the inside wall again. It just looks like he got loose. No caution, keeps it going straight. But
trying to get on him here. Let's go back, watch it. No caution, like you said, but man, just unfortunate. Battled his way back.
There's the caution.
To the front. Yeah, not quite sure. Maybe somebody else went off the track. So, he punched it hard that time. Yeah, there's damage on the front nose of it that time. Let's see.
It's like when he got back into the throttle in too, it got loose on him and he just overcorrected it.
I don't think the caution was for him. Nope. I think it was for this right here. I'm showing, the 62 right there of Jason Dinsmore. Went off track. So, good news, bad news for Gibson. One, he got the caution he needed. There wouldn't have been one, but let's see what happened here with the 62 right after it. He's in that green machine up high. He loses it and then just comes down on the 47. Those two get together, unfortunate. One goes around, one goes up high, and chaos. So
almost looked like Jason Dinsmore just did not want to hit the wall and just.
I'll answer your question about fast fix. You can see right there, no. There is none here though in this league.
Yeah, like I said, then that just makes it even more impressive, the fact that he was able to make his way back up through the field. And yeah, frustrating for him, I'm sure. I'm sure he's frustrated at himself, but Cody Heinzman taking some tires.
A lot of guys staying out too. Yeah, you see right there, Dinsmore, no fix on the front. So, yeah, no, I like that about it. No fast fix, one and done. so to speak, out here, more realistic. But, you know, I would say bad choice on pit strategy here, but we saw Brad Holmes earlier with those older tires able to hold them off. What's going to happen here now is Cody's going to be marred in some pretty heavy traffic.
I was just getting ready to bring it up, but you know, you was talking earlier, the way that you stunt this guy's progression and his momentum is you get him marred up in traffic. Well, he's going to be back there in 11th place.
Yeah, so we're going to see now how that, remember that word was bringing up, conservative, aggressive. We're going to be conservative he is to get through this field and what he can do. He's going to be able to pass some cars. I mean, we know the newer tires work. It's just how fast do they fall off, and can these guys up front here maintain? Tom right there in third. You got Mitchell up in second. Kilroy's going to be the man out front. Eric, so the top 10 opting not to pit since lap 17. Unique pit strategy here, Devin. I don't know. I don't know what to. I mean, obviously those guys up front are banking on another caution. This thing not going green to the end.
Or am I good? My thing jacked up there for a second, but I think I'm good now.
Oh, okay. All right, lap 133. Sure what's that?
No, I'm good. I was just
okay.
For whatever reason it messed up, but I'm good now. All right, cool.
Lap 133. Gilroy and company up front, lights off, one set to go back green. Again, the guys in the back there, here's where they got to be patient. Now, you know, you look at some of the guys like Dustin Ping, this is their opportunity to maybe say, okay, this is where we can maybe leapfrog Cody, get him, you know, behind us, get that advantage, maybe use one of these trucks in front of him. You know, you see Cody right there, going to be on the inside lane. You see Ping right up there along with Codwell. It'll be interesting. Watch this start.
I'm going to be watching Cody just see how he can navigate through the field here.
Go high and wide here. That'll give us a good shot of everybody. And green flag. You see Cody going, and man, I tell you what, the truck right behind Cody just didn't get going. Them fanning out like this is really going to help those guys on newer tires. But still, you can see right there in the back, and we got a truck around. Oh, Matthew Simple around. Caution out.
Well, that was quick.
The core spans out there. See what happened. Oh, he just didn't get going. And then just got run over. He missed
like he started in fourth gear or something, yeah.
Yeah, just the truck just didn't go. He had a beer can up underneath the throttle or something. I don't know. Thing just didn't go.
It almost looks like he started in fourth gear. I mean, that's what it looked like to me.
Somebody call him at home and ask what happened. The fan club's out there. Well, we saw, you know, Cody was able to get a couple positions back there in 10th, but you could just see how hard it was even to get going.
Well, something that you don't normally talk about on short tracks is dirty air. And I know me and you, we've done a couple races where dirty air definitely plays a part, and that's something that he's really not had to contend with all night long.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a big, huge factor at this track. I think more or less the racing line here is more of a factor at this place. We've seen it earlier when Dustin Ping was on the inside and then he got loose. I think that middle high line, you know, if you're the outside truck, you might have the advantage. I mean, obviously if you're on, you know, equal set of tires. But I'm like you, yes, there's some tracks out here where that dirty air is just like a wall. You just can't break through it. You know, can't reel the guy in. I don't know if we're going to see it tonight or not. I mean, we've not seen anybody get close enough to Cody or any one of the leaders up there to maybe do that. We've seen a lot of side-by-side racing, though.
A lot of side-by-side, and yeah. It definitely helps with Iowa, though, just because there's several different ways that you can take the corners and stuff, so everybody's a little more spread out.
Absolutely. Here, go back green, though. Been a good one tonight. Typical track. Devin, it's tough. I put Iowa up there with Gateway. Gateway is another track that is a very tough short track, and Iowa is not one of these easy tracks. I mean, Richmond's not an easy track to get around, just because of the way that they're shaped. They got that D-shaped style to them. They're not really an oval style track, not really a rectangle. They have a back stretch, but the front stretch is really one big turn.
Yeah, you're pretty much turning left the whole time. You could almost say the same thing. They're a little different, but you could say the same thing almost about Texas, Charlotte, Atlanta. Like they're all kind of in that same little Michigan, grouping as far as Michigan. Yeah, it's the same.
Michigan has
same
that
thing.
3 and 4, or really because turn 4 really wraps almost to the front stretch a lot. Yeah. Texas, Charlotte has that what they call the tri-ovals. Yeah, tri-ovals to them. A lot of guys running those, they go almost to the grass with them to try to make it straight as possible. Here it just seems like the truck gets thrown up against the wall. It's almost like Michigan. Michigan, you're coming into 4. You go into 3, you go low, but by the time you're in 4, you're usually going to go high. Because the truck just goes out there that way. A lot bigger track than where we are here tonight. But here we go. Let's see round 2 here on the restart. Back up here in a high shot. I like this view here because it kind of gives you an idea of the restart of the trucks, just how far back Eric didn't get the jump he wanted. See, man, old Kilrow, he got to jump out front. Now here's where Cody wanted. You see Cody in that green truck? The outside lane, that actually probably is where he really wanted to restart, because that just gives him a huge advantage. You can see it. Oh, Joe around. Able to hold on to it, looks like. Yeah, look at Cody with those new tires. Wow.
All the way up into 4th position already.
Yeah, it's just impressive. I mean, he does it week in and week out.
Ed Jurgen trying to hold him off. Corey
Sherman.
Yeah. My. Wow. Big save. But yeah, Ed Jurgen coming all the way down on him, trying to squeeze him down just a little bit to keep him back there. But yeah,
that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. You got it. You see a guy coming through the field. You don't want to give him all the track in the world. Give him a little bit, but there's nothing wrong with squeezing a guy down. I mean, you don't want to wreck him, but I'm not gonna. He's got to.
You got to make it difficult.
Rotate. Yeah, he's got to let that truck rotate and let it kind of slide up the track. Don't give it to him. Like right here, he's going to have to let that truck rotate up. Keep right there as close as you can. Don't let him. Maybe let it get loose on him. Holds his own pretty good, though.
Definitely had the best battle of the night for Cody Cody Heinzman to get by.
See how much tire wear he had to use up there. Kilrow out front, Mitchell alone there with him. A little further on back here, around about the 7th, 8th place spot. Let's see, Corey Sherman had to hang on to that thing. He's had an up and down night all night long. Brad Holmes, who early on looked really strong out here too, fighting back up there in the 12th place spot. Dickerson right behind him with Murphy. And just to give y'all a update on the fan out there for Simple, he's back in 25th. Unfortunately, remember he spun earlier, got himself into trouble. So just trying to hang on, see if he can't get something back. But Kilrow right now, and this is interesting because this right here, we've seen this earlier. With Holmes, he was able to, after a while, able to hold his own on those older tires. And you see Cody now is not gaining like he was. His last lap was a 73 to a 53 and a 66. So, be interesting can he close this gap up here?
So I was thinking a while ago about how him and Ed Jurgen was kind of having a battle. Did that give Greg Mitchell and Dalton Kilrow just enough space to where it's going to be difficult for Cody to run them down? Like how we was talking earlier, if you let a car get out too far in front, it's really hard to reel them in. Yeah. And, I mean, would that just 2 or 3 lap delay battling with Ed Jurgen, is that going to give problems for Cody Heinzman to try and catch this back?
Yeah, and right now, I mean, the top 3, that last lap was a 79, 76, 77 one. Now they just passed it, and it was a 79, 87, 92. So Cody's not as fast as the guys in the front. Now, when I say that, remember I said he's better on the long run? Let's see what happens here in the next 20, 25 laps if we stay green. I think that's when we might see Cody start to reel these guys in. I've seen it because that last lap there, 89, 81, 91. I mean, even with Jurgen right behind him with an 84. So Cody definitely has the long run speed. So that'll be interesting to see. Can he run them down? And it's still 1.5 second lead right now. I'm back here battling with the Neil Wayne.
Cody could also be trying to conserve tires as well.
Yeah, because, as long as they went, another question, unless there's a caution, if this thing goes green, I'm going to say that the guys out front might have to pit. They might be able to make it all the way. Remember, they pitted at 117. Cody definitely would not. So that's another thing, pit strategy.
Yeah, he's being conservative, and he's like, okay, these guys in front of me are going to have to pit. I'm the leader, pretty much, in theory. I'm the leader.
And you got him. He's got Jurgen right behind him, and kind of see, man, everybody's been, equaled out right now. Being very patient on the track. Got Ping right there in the 9th place spot. Anderson there in 7th. Corey Sherman, he's up there in 11th. Codwell. Old Tanner right there along with him. There's the Game Genie man, Bowman. Cornflakes behind him. Hope I got my side view shot here. Let's see. Yeah, dude, right there we go. Pretty good shot of what the trucks look like here tonight.
That's a nice paint scheme for that Gary Bowman. Yeah. That's sharp.
Cody Gibson, unfortunately, out of this one. I was going to show his off, but he's out of the race. So had a lot more damage than what we thought. There's a lot of good paint jobs. I'll tell you what we can do. I mean, a lot of the guys are single filed out right now. We'll do our OSR Network rundown order. We got Greg Mitchell out front. He got around Kilrow. He's going to put it out front right now. 30 spots. Put it up there on a good pit strategy. You got Kilrow hanging on there into the second. We talked about Cody Heinzman. He has dominated most of the race here tonight. Back here in 3rd place. Kenzie Milwayne put it on pole. He's got Ed Jurgen, but he's up to 4th. Jurgen falling back here to the 5th place spot there. Tom Ricker, he's been quiet most of the night, but he's finding himself in the 6th. Eric Anderson, right now not gotten in trouble. Up 10 spots there in 7. Brad Holmes looking strong, trying to take that spot away from him, though. He's in 8th place. Old Dustin Ping, looking trucking himself there, too, sitting in 9th. You got Mike Stiverson, the Home Depot truck there in 10th. And old Corey Sherman, who has just had an up and down night, spun several times early on, but has just kept battling. He's there in 11th. Gary Bowman, well, maybe not a night that he wants, but he's up 4 spots there in 12th place. But Andrew Codwell right behind him there in the 13th. Michael Murphy, who you talked about, the Cornflakes man there. He's in the 14th place spot. Tanner Marr, I appreciate him being a sponsor here tonight, bringing us good race here for the Cyberr Thunder Truck Series here on Tuesday here at Iowa. Brad Dorsey right there on his back door, sitting in the 16th place. You got Lee Campbell holding up on the 17th and kind of quiet with Chris Wald. He's right there in the 18th place spot. Andy Court holding strong to himself in 19th. Jason Dismore battling back here in the 20th. Good old Larry Bell, U.S. Firearms Machine, holding on the 21st. John Milwayne in 22nd. Talked about Amanda Sherman earlier there. Been kind of quiet back there in the 23rd spot, but still been trucking around here. Joe Hudson up and down there too. His good old feminine machines out here week in and week out. He's up to 24th. Jackie Braun, he's there in 25th. Dakota Wilkins had a little spin in there early on, a little damage on that truck. 26. Matthew Simple, we saw him earlier. Unfortunately, yeah, you can see the damage on the front, probably affecting some radiator damage. Got him back in 27. The first truck man a lap down. Nathan Dalton, along with him, got caught up in a wreck in 28. Casey Tomlinson, yeah, he's had a few spins here and there, but looking still strong out here running. 29th, you got Fred Thompson. He's back out there in the 30th. Rick Thompson, unfortunately, on pit road back in 31st. We talked about Cody Gibson out of it tonight, along with could be Mike Donahue, Chris Rose, Leroy Cobb, Stephen Burnett, and Stephen Musick all out of the race here tonight. But brings us back to this man here, Greg Mitchell, and he still has a 1.5 second lead over Kilroe. But Cody Heinzman has run down Kilroe. So Devin, Cody has run down one of them, but Mitchell's been able to hold on up front.
Well, Greg's in the same situation that Cody's been all race. He's able to do what he wants. He's not having to really navigate anything, really. I mean, the lap traffic here and there, but, I mean, he's just able to run his line every time. And that's, yeah, I mean, right at a 1.5 second lead. Well, it's dwindling. It's coming down. Cody Heinzman, I mean, he's been able to make some progress, but, yeah, pretty much right at a 1 and maybe a 1/4 second lead for Greg Mitchell, though.
I think the long run, the longer this goes, the more it goes in the hands of Cody. I think if we get a caution here, really this might play with Mitchell, even though I don't think Cody would come on pit road. I don't know. I know Mitchell and them would, but it would be interesting to see if Cody would give up the second place spot if a caution goes. But I think the longer this goes, yeah, he's just going to keep going into that lead. And we saw the last lap right there, which was a 25 to, well, actually, that was a 32 to 35. So they're running pretty even between Mitchell and Heinzman, along with Mackenzie Milway, who ran a 39. So
Greg Mitchell got into the outside wall coming off of 4 there, that last lap.
Yeah, that just shows you maybe the truck's pushing a little bit. I'm sure you've seen that a couple times tonight. Truck up there on the wall. I mean, we got, less than 40 to go here, which, on the short track, about 35 to go now. So that's what I'm saying. Next thing you know, man, it goes by quick.
It goes real quick. It's like I said early on, you kind of get into a groove, you look down, and you're already, halfway through the race.
If Mitchell can keep this pace, Cody won't catch him because, 25 to 33, Heinzman is not, blazing speed to catch Mitchell. And time's just running out. I talk a lot about what it takes to just actually pass a car or truck on the track. What it would take just to get up there and then just zoom right on by him. You're going to have to be at least a tenth to maybe a tenth and a half faster than that car or truck in front of you in order to get right on him and then just go right by him. If you're anywhere under a tenth or so, you will eventually get around him, but it's probably going to take you a lap or so to do it. And we've seen that tonight. So what I'm bringing that up is, you see Mitchell just ran that last lap, a 36 to a 31. Yeah, and that time it was a 33 to 36. Yeah, Heinzman can get to him, but that's only 0.03 of a second difference. Not enough. Not enough to make up a 1.2 second differential if these laps keep winding off like they are. But 2, not enough just to get up there and blow right by Greg.
I was getting ready to bring up, I'm sure there's some math whizzes out there that maybe want to try and do the math, but yeah, it's just like you saying, you have to have laps. You have to have enough laps to be able to do it. If this gap stays the same, you're looking into panic mode almost for Cody Heinzman.
Well, right now we are in 29 to go. And at 29 laps right now, you're at 1.4 seconds. The last lap, I mean, Cody lost a little bit because he had to go around that slower car. So we'll wait and see what it is when they go this time around, because it was a 46-29. Heinzman, in a nutshell, the biggest speed difference I've seen between him and Mitchell has been about, 800ths or so. It hasn't even been a tenth. Even at a tenth a lap, that's 13 laps right off the bat at a 1.4 seconds, 14 laps, give or take, that it would take for him just to catch Cody or catch Greg. And you know and I know, man, Devin, catching and passing is two different things. So he has to have at least a tenth faster just to get to him in 14 laps. Well, we're right now sitting at 27, 26, and he's not running a tenth faster. That last lap was a 32 to 34. That's 200 difference. Yeah. So
yeah, and it's only going to make it harder.
No. Yeah, at this pace, no. I mean, that's I'm going to say at this pace, no.
And it's only going to make it harder with all this lap traffic. I mean,
yep.
If he gets stuck even just one lap or so, if he has an issue getting around a lap car, I mean, it's going to make it much harder for him to maneuver his way through the field.
And now you can see some of the lap cars who did pit it on a little bit newer tires. You know, and I brought this up a couple times, not taking anything away from Mitchell or Heinzman out there, because they are both phenomenal drivers, along with a lot of the guys here at Cyberr Thunder Racing League. But remember when I was mentioning earlier about getting out there, getting your comfort zone out front? Sometimes I've seen this happen. Guys get out there and get a lead. They know what their truck will do in clean air. They know what their truck will do out front. But they don't know what their truck will do in traffic constantly. And I've seen this time and time before. Get back here, and then they kind of get stuck, and they're not able to get up there. I've seen them overcome it, not saying Cody can't overcome that, but that's kind of looking right now. I mean, Cody's having a battle with the lap traffic just like Greg is. And you know, the track, the older tires, he's just not familiar with this. Not to say that, hey, look, you know, it's something that I'm not used to seeing. It's just, no, he's not used to seeing it because he's out front a lot of times.
As far as this race goes, this is a completely foreign thing to him right now.
That's it, yeah. You know, and last week dominated too, so. I mean,
it's like he's trying to learn a new language, and
he gained some there.
22 laps.
Gained a lot there. Mitchell had to get around Amanda, and that might help him out too. As if he has a little, if Mitchell has a little trouble getting around. You see Cody right now, maybe trying to turn the wick up. You know, and that might be some things.
Yeah, what I was saying. What I was saying a while ago about Cody Heinzman having issues, the same applies for Greg Mitchell. If he has an issue, getting around a lap car, Cody Heinzman's going to close that gap quickly.
Man, I was talking about the math. I mean, we've got 21 to go. Now is the time. It was a 38-31. Now's the time where Cody is getting in that striking distance. Now he's seeing it. He's down to 0.6. Now he's got plenty of time to get up there and maybe get around Mitchell. I mean, that last lap right there, boy, Mitchell really lost a ton, a 54-29. Those are the kind of gaps that are chunks that Cody needs to pull off in order to catch Mitchell here.
Yeah, looking at probably old tires, you're looking at 12 or 13 older lap tires for Greg Mitchell. Are they coming into play right now?
Yeah, because you're starting to see big chunks. We're starting to see that's a 51-38. Now you're starting to see the big. I remember I was talking the 10th and a half, well over a tenth, and Mitchell on pit road.
Coming to pit road.
Oh, I was unsure whether or not he could make it. Yeah, I was unsure whether or not he could make it. He was coming in there quick. Oh, man. Well, we know Cody can make it. And I mentioned earlier, I thought those guys up front who pitted on lap 117 probably had to have a caution or was banking on one. But wow, what a turn of events here. I mean, my hat's off to Mitchell. He was holding Cody off. And that's the first time we've seen anybody be able to hold Cody off. I mean, still don't take anything away from Hines. The guy just gets out there and drives on rails. But let's see what Mackenzie Milwane has here, because he's right there.
Yeah, he's pretty much at that same gap that we were talking about with Greg and Cody.
Was a little faster that last lap too, and he's got plenty of time with 16 to go here too. He ran a 47 to 58, so it's over a tenth. Yeah, I mean, that takes us back to how well does Cody get around these lap trucks. When you see some lap trucks, man, are on, he's able to get around. Some have newer tires, and they're kind of hindering Cody a little bit because they're going around him. No fault on the lap truck. See what this one does right here. This one, Milwane can clear him quick. Milwane's coming.
For Milwane, you want to see Cody Heinzman side by side with trucks as much as possible.
Yeah, right there. Not quite sure on that lap truck, but this might help him out a little bit.
Oh, it's definitely going to close the gap.
Yeah, my thing is here is Milwane. Yeah, Cody was kind of probably smart on that one right there. Just let that truck go. The more he battles, he sees McKenzie closing the gap. It's going to be interesting here.
We're right at 12 laps to go. This is going to be a wild finish.
Got time. I think it's going to come down to who can get around this lap traffic. And both of these guys are, lap-wise, a 60 to 50. I mean, Milwane is a little bit quicker. But again, catching and passing. I mean, because, Cody's not going to give him that preferred line once he gets there. A lot of trucks coming on pit road, though. I'm curious on how long does Cody and them hold, and right on board here with Cody because saving fuel or anything. Is he clutching in the turns? Watch here and see. Oh, not that turn. I don't think he would with Milwane right there breathing down his back door. Oh, truck off. You see it right there. Couldn't cause a caution as long as he doesn't come back up on the track. Not what you want to see as a leader, though, man. Truck sliding in front. But that gap, I mean, Milwane's there. But can he close that up, Devin, on a different line?
I was just about to say
it's dirty air playing a factor. I mean, we talked about it here because this is right in that area where the dirty air would affect, and you can kind of see Milwane kind of stuck. And they ran a 44 to 41 that time. He's just a touch faster, but yeah, 9 to go. Is that 8 to go? I don't know, man. This is close. Don't think lap traffic is going to be a factor here, though.
There's only 8 cars on the lead lap right now, though.
I don't think really. He slipped a little bit there. He lost.
He slipped a little bit, yeah.
But the thing is, though, he lost a lot because Heinzman ran a 43 to 55. But you can see, looks like Milwane's getting in the turn a lot better, and I think the tires are starting to give up a little bit because now you're starting to see Cody. Oh, pit road.
Yeah, coming to pit road. Oh, my.
And Milwane pitted. Pretty sure he pitted the same time.
Yeah, 130. They both pitted at the stage break.
So can Cody...
Can Cody make it? Like, that's the question.
He's got a He's got a heck of a lead over Brad Holmes, so let's go back on board with him. If it's a fuel issue, he's got enough time to save. Because he's got a 4-second lead, 5-second lead over Holmes. If he gets in the top 3, at least we'll get to ask him about his racetrack and all. But it doesn't look like he's saving unless he's just letting off real early. You know, a tire issue. I think the tires are more of a problem than fuel here. But now Cody pitted. Yeah, lap 130, 130, 135, 130, 135.
I was getting ready to say, the only one that's got tire advantage on him is Lee Campbell in that 3rd place spot. But he's currently 10 seconds back. I mean, Brad Holmes is 8 seconds back.
Yeah, I think all he's got to do is just hang on here, 4 to go. You can obviously see he's a lot slower. Not pushing that truck, but pit strategy. Hey, you know, sometimes that's what you got to do, win these races. And taking anything away from the speed and what he's had all night long. But
my. No, you definitely don't want to do that.
That a couple more times, and
Greg Mitchell is praying for a caution right now. He's sitting back there, first car lap down. You see how much quicker he is.
A little bit. We get the white flag as official here, and I think Cody, man, pretty much just put it in cruise control and coast this thing around, and that's pretty much what he's going to do.
Yeah, he could clutch in at this point and win.
3 and 4 final time. Cody Heinzman with a pit strategy, stretching that thing out here, going to win it, coming out of 4. Wow, dominating fashion. Heinzman's there. Lee Campbell gets around Holmes. Holmes is going to bring her in. Tanner. Holmes is out of fuel. And Tanner Moore passes him at the line. Are you kidding? Brad Holmes ran out of fuel.
That's probably the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, Tanner Moore, sponsor tonight here. Man, Brad Holmes just ran her out of fuel coming across the line. What a wild one here. And I think Heinzman's out of fuel, too.
It looks like it. He had to get a push, yeah.
We'll see if he's able to make a burnout. Yeah. Still in the power. Well,
maybe that was just a love tap bump. You know, congratulations kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, what? Oh, wow. What a finish. What a finish.
Brad Holmes running out of fuel, coming up for 4 and just unable. Oh, that's a crazy ending.
Some of these guys up here and get a word with them. All right, I'm going to bring up 3rd place man up here, Tanner, man. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Tanner, this is Devin up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Devin, I got you, buddy.
You sponsor for tonight's race, man. Congratulations on a P3. How did it feel right there? I know Brad ran out of fuel there, and you was able to get right by him. How, I mean, you know, was you know, coming in tonight, what was your expectations?
Coming into Iowa, I'm a short track guy. I love these short tracks, so I thought we'd be pretty good, but man, we were actually pretty slow, pretty brutally slow for a long time, and we pitted off sequence with a few guys with Cody and them, and wasn't really thinking fuel was the option for us. I didn't think it was going to work out, but then we had those 2 quick yellows, and I had Brian Zimmerman spotting for me. He's like, Tanner, I think you might be able to make it if you just start clutching here and try to save a little bit, get aggressive with the saving. And with about 10 laps to go, we looked, he's like, we were good. And I saw Brad run out coming out of turn 4. That stinks for him because he ran pretty strong. But I didn't think we'd be able to get him for the P3. And I guess he ran completely out because he was really slow coming to the line.
Yeah, he ran out of fuel coming there. But real quick, as far as Cody Heinzman is concerned, he was the dominant truck all night. And from what I've heard, this is my first race with you all. From what I've heard, he's usually pretty dominant, pretty much a dominant. How do you all get up to him and, maybe slow him down? Or, I mean, how do y'all take a win away from him?
get the 28 truck facing backwards is the only way I know how to do it, honestly. I mean, he's definitely the rabbit we're all chasing. He is the class of the field, usually just about everywhere he shows up. Now, you have a few other guys that are strong contenders in here, but yeah, Cody tonight was definitely lights out, just as he normally is most weeks.
All right, man. Well, congrats on the P3 and your sponsor track, and it was fun to watch.
All right, thank you, buddy. I want to send a shout out to Tom and admin crew for doing what they do. You and Joe White up in the booth at OSRN. Thank y'all for putting the time up to do the broadcast for us. We appreciate it.
All right, there's your third place truck.
Good old Tanner right there, man. I tell you what, bringing her home in third, like you said, and he said it right. That man Cody out there, they're all chasing him down, but Lee Campbell bringing her home in second here. I'll let you get a word with him here, Devin.
Hey, Lee, this is Devin up in the booth. You got me?
I got you, man.
It's kind of a slow night for you. What was your expectation coming in? I mean, did you think he was going to bring in a top 3?
Not really. I mean, there's a lot of competition in this league. I mean, everybody's very talented, and my goal is just to get a top 10. I mean, that was shooting for.
Well, you pulled out in the second place position. What kind of strategy was there as far as pit strategy, tires, fuel? We've seen a couple guys run out of fuel there at the end. Brad Holmes ran out of fuel. What was the kind of the thought process and the strategy behind the pit cycles and stuff?
Well, on that last caution, I came in a couple times and topped off, and I was hoping it was going to go green because that was the only way I was going to get in the top 5. So it did happen to go green. I'm like, well, some of these guys are going to have to pit, and I didn't, so it kind of worked out in my favor.
Well, it worked out perfectly in your favor. But you got anybody you would like to thank?
Absolutely. You guys for broadcasting the race, Tanner for sponsoring the night. My sponsors, Warren Tire, U.S. Auto Force, Valvoline, and Centric Parts, and everybody who watches and all the drivers that show up every week.
Well, congrats, man, on the P2. Lee Campbell.
Absolutely, man. Like you say, coming home. This guy here, though, on rails. Cody, Joe in the booth to get a copy.
I got you, Joe.
Well, early on in the race, you had it all figured out. But there late, looked a little dim there. I mean, was you a little worried that, Mitchell might be able to stretch this thing to the end? And we saw Holmes run out of fuel right there coming out of turn 4, losing third place. How close were you on the fuel?
Yeah, I tell you what, Joe, I can't believe I won a fuel race for once. Usually I'm on the other end of it and losing out on a win. But no, in that last run, or, a couple cautions before that last run, we kind of made a split decision. We took half the field down with us when we came down the pit road for the last time, and you had 10, 11 people stay out. I figured that kind of put us right on the brink of being able to make it if you save just right. And I figure, all it takes is a green flag run to the end, and everyone who stayed out, they're screwed. You know what I mean? So I was kind of banking on that. It ended up working out. On the restart, I was back in 10th, 11th. I made my way up to 3rd, and once I had kind of Dalton and Greg ahead of me, I figured, okay, this is a great spot. I got some clean air. Let me just sit here, save fuel for 10, 20, 25 laps until they started to kind of fall off, and I could tell that they were kind of realizing, oh shoot, we got to save and we're probably not going to make it. So I just kept doing my thing, pumping in the lap times, being consistent, off throttle on corner entry and everything, and I got to the point where I had enough that I could kind of battle if I needed to, if anyone behind me was better on fuel or what have you, and enough to kind of hold on. I saved enough to get around and do a couple donuts, so that's what matters.
Hey, no doubt. I mean, like you said, you got it out there. Saw, Milwayne was able to get close. And my other thing here, tire wear, when you got back there too, it looked like, I mean, how bad was the fall off on tires? Because you had newer tires over like Mitchell and them. And I figured, man, after a while, you were just going to be able to gain on them. But it looked like you and Mitchell, time-wise, sometimes he was faster, sometimes you were, but y'all were about even. So how was the fall-off on the tires?
I think, surprisingly, the tire fall-off wasn't all that bad. All that considered, if I wanted to kind of run my normal times and lines and all of that, I probably could have gotten up there and challenged them. But it really came down to just fuel saving. Like most of that last run when I was in third or when I was in second behind Greg, I was just doing my thing. I figured there's no way he can make it, so I don't need to go get him. And if it got down to, less than 10 to go and he was still out there, I was going to start pushing him, but I figured there's no way. So I was just going to take it easy, let the race kind of come to me, and lo and behold.
Psychology, man. I tell you what, sometimes you got to have it out there, man, to get it done. But you had it, man, figured out tonight. Got the win, got the stages. You got anybody you want to thank for a good one?
Yeah, shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast and Tom for putting on a great league. It's a great time out here. I love these short tracks or shorter tracks. I was never particularly great at them growing up, but I've kind of turned into a short track guy. So, it just kind of works out. I do want to say, throw it out there for anyone who's watching or friends and family of anyone who's watching. I'm looking for someone to sponsor the 28 truck here on Tuesday nights in Cyberr just to help me kind of pay some of the iRacing costs and whatnot. So if you're interested, you can hit me up on Discord. But other than that, shout out to my grandparents always watching, wife, and looking forward to next week.
There you go. Cody Heinzman bringing her home here tonight, dominating fashion. I mean, we saw a little bit tonight here on this short track. We saw some fuel saving, tire saving, great racing out there, a few cautions, guys coming back through the field. All in all, good night.
It was a lot of fun. If you were a race fan, you got a little bit of everything tonight, just like you said, tires, fuel, all that. And that was a fun race to watch, and congrats to the top three. And, yeah.
There you go. That man put it in victory lane, Cody Heinzman. For myself and everyone here, I want to give a shout-out to Tanner Marr for sponsoring tonight's race for the Cyberr Thunder Tuesday Racing Truck League. But we're going to leave Iowa here. For everyone, have a good night.